Well, greetings everyone and everybody who's watching this video. Well, tonight I have chosen to review my CH flight products. As you can see here, I have a Yoke by CH Flight Products. Now, of course, I also have a pair of pedals too, which I'll get. I've had these products ever since I was a junior in high school. And not to mention, they still do me well for the time being. And of course, when I started playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, I had nothing but mice and keyboards. Mice means the computer mouse, and of course a keyboard, I'm sure you probably know. Not very effective when it comes to playing Microsoft Flight Simulator X, with just a keyboard and I admit it, even though I think about how to fly, keyboards and mice do not really do that good when it came to gameplay. Like, I would, of course, take off from someplace, and then from there, I would use the arrow keys, and from there, I would go into a sparrow dive, and eventually crash. That has not been so much the case with these CH flight products here. Now, I will tell you this. I am part of multiple affiliate programs, including the Amazon affiliates program. So when and if you choose to take home and own from the links I put in the description box, or whatever you have for description of the video, and when and if, like I said, you choose to take home and own, I earn a little money known as a commission. Now in this video, I thought to show you that, of course, I am showing you the CH Flight product. And, of course, I would like to, of course, share the same goal with other people, which I do anyway. Get your hands off the keyboard and mice when it comes to flying. And yes, I want to help with that. Now remember now, your budget comes first. Sometimes you'll have to pick and choose between certain things depending on your budget. Like, for example, you want to support my channel via Patreon, you can only go and do that. If you want to buy me a gift from my wish list, go ahead and do that. Or if you want to click on the links in order to buy one of these things for yourself, in other words, own and take home, go ahead and do that. It's all vice versa. Well, anyhow, here's the CH Flight Sim Yoke. And let's see what it has on it. Oh, this here is throttle control. These here are prop and, of course, mixture control. I could change the angling of the propeller and, or, of course, enrich or fatten the mixture. Now, I may be wrong. You tell me what you think. So what goes on in the cockpit when if I use these is that it will just be like in the real airplane. Like this. As you can see here, I'm going to go faster. And now I'm going to go slow down. And there it is. Right here, of course, I have ways to set the flaps in the gear. Unless you saw it, I marked F for flaps and G for gear. That way I know which is which. Now, I've been long meaning to, of course, mark which one is mixture, which one is prop control. And whatever it is you think, go ahead and let me know in the comment box below. Or, since I'm streaming live, because my camera for webcam is out, go ahead and say something in the chat. And here we have CH Flight Products here. And let's compare this with Logitech and Saitek. Now with Logitech and Saitek, here's imagine digital readouts all over the place, and not to mention some other bells and whistles. I don't need all that. This here has been doing the job ever since I was a junior in high school, up till I was a senior in high school, and up until I spent some years working. Like whenever I want to fly, this thing here, it just did the job. You really don't need any bells and whistles like digital readouts right here. All you need is something like this in order to fly. Ooh, let's see on the back here. I never really went into this all that much. And of course, I know one of them displays the kneeboard on Flight Simulator X. Let me know in the comment box if you would, please. Now this here is for views. I can look around the virtual cockpit, change the views of my aircraft, airplane, whatever it is I'm flying. I think these are zoom. Let me know. These here, I don't know too much about, but please let me know in the comment box below. Well, anyhow, yes, I highly recommend this product to be owned and taken home by you. And of course, other friends, family, and acquaintances. And what I mean being owned and taken home by you is because it's yourself and of course other friends, family, and acquaintances to click the links to of course own it and take it home. And not to mention that this has the minimal requirements to get your aircraft and or airplane into the air. And I recommend you use this for airplanes because it has this wheel on it, which is primarily in an airplane. Especially airplanes with these. Well, I'm going to show you the pedals now. I don't really have much to say about pedals, but still, they do the job. And of course, if you do this with the pedals, it sets the brakes, meaning it stops the aircraft or airplane, whatever. And then from there, once you lift off on this thing, as you can see here, notice the movement. Brakes are set. But I don't have to use both sides. Brakes are off. Brakes set. Brakes off. Now, one of the differences here is that there is no wheel like the like the Logitech and the Saitek has. Because I'm not the manufacturer of this, I don't really know. So then from there, if I had the Saitek and Logitech, I would, of course, adjust some trim settings. Then from there, I'll see where flying leads me to. Now, the same story goes for the yoke and pedals for CH Flight Products. What I mean by same story in this case is these did the job. Only this time, though, these have helped with rudder movement known as yawing. I spell Y as in Yankee, A as in Alpha, W as in Whiskey. As you can see here, it helped with what I said. And of course, As you may have heard in the beginning of the video, you don't need all these bells and whistles. All you need are these products here to help keep your hands off the keyboard. And not to mention the mouse. I will admit it, it's ineffective. Now, some of you know me from 10 years ago, where I played Microsoft Flight Simulator X. And not to mention, I told you I used a keyboard, and I will admit to have crashed a lot because of the keyboard. And let me ask you, is it effective to use a keyboard and a mouse? Okay. I'll leave you with a few more things with this thing, which is the yoke. Here is the trim wheel. And this is one thing I really like about my CH Products Flight Yoke, is because you don't need anything else. It has all in one, whatever you need. Especially for me, because I don't need a digital readout right here. And besides, I still want to keep using this. And of course, there's a trim wheel here, if you can see it. Let me set it to neutral as best I can. What that trim wheel does is, you have a plane here. If you go all the way up on the trim wheel, it causes the plane to go like that. If you go all the way down on the trim wheel, it goes like that. But if it's a neutral, it does this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Another thing I should say is that you have to mount this to a table and or a surface of some kind. Now, on my Civil Air Patrol squadron, we have plenty of these. Actually, we have a few of which. Because yes, we have flight simulators there, and yes, we teach people how to take turns. So when, if it comes to using flight simulators, we have to attach these to tables in my squadron. And not to mention, once we're done, we have them off. I've done the same thing before. I've attached these to a table. Then from there, took them off. Now it's up to you when, where, and how you want to do it. But if you're using a table somewhere else, get permission. I don't want you just going out, setting up your game. And then the next thing you know, probably not pretty. Ooh, this is fun. Now with the CH products, as I mentioned, like with this yoke here, there is a USB port. Now notice how I marked it with something here with whiteout. And I recommend you do the same thing too, so you will not get confused on which is which. For some of you, you own the product. It's up to you what you want to do with it. And of course, I put the reasonable accommodation by writing something along the lines saying that this is a yoke. So then from there, I would plug it into the USB port. In fact, listen for it. Same story as well for the yoke pedals. In summary, but not least, I say yes, I recommend this CH. Oh yeah, that's right. I recommend... Sorry about that, I lost what I was going to say. But yes, do I recommend the CH products Why, absolutely. And the reason why I recommend the CH products for Pro pedals and, of course, the Flight Yoke is because they have what you need. And, of course, the Yoke has all-in-one controls. You do not need to buy yourself an extra throttle quadrant. The quadrant's already there. There's already the flaps and the gear there, and the trim wheels there. And you don't need a digital readout. You really don't. And this is friendly to those who want to continue to play Flight Simulator X for whatever reason, even if it means to play it for money. And along with that, the Pro pedals I recommend for the beginner as well. And not to mention that this is for those who do not want all the bells and whistles, especially just yet. And that's the case of me. I don't really want all the bells and whistles just yet, as far as owning these CH products go. Well, that's all I have for now. I will see you all around.